Okay, good morning everyone. My name is Hui and this is my group mate. Today we are going to talk about the importance of the human history to the nation. In today's fast-changing world, it's easy to be controlled by the present and forget the past. But the history is not just a list of dates or events, it's a living story that shapes who are and we are going.
Next up.
Okay. The history is not simply remembering, it's about connecting the past and the present and future. It helps us understand the social force, political idea, and economic system that influence how people and the nation. So in Malaysia, our history includes the colonial experience, change in administration, and political development that still affect our institution today. For example, the federal constitution and the structure of our public service were built from lessons after the independence. So next. So the history built the national identity through the shared story. It teaches lessons such as the danger of unchecked power and the value of perseverance. So like our past leader like Tun Abdul Rahman and Mahathir Mohamad used the historical knowledge to guide the decision and improve the nation administration effort to modernize government service, such as creating the Mampu, were influenced by the understanding past changes. So the history also protect the culture for the future generation. It reminds the citizen and leader to their responsibilities and inspire them to make better choices. So next I will pass to my group mate.
Since transition to Malaysia, when we look at Malaysian history, is truly a story of diversity and resilience. From the rise of ancient Malay kingdoms and Islamic Sultanate to periods of colonial rules under the Portuguese, Dutch, British, and Japanese, each era left its mark on our politics, society, and economic. This experience shaped the system we have today, including our federal constitution, public administration, and democratic governance. The milestone of independence in 1957 and the formation of Malaysia in 1963 were not just political change. They were the result of unity, struggles, and a shared vision for the future. Next. This is statement. So, in this essay, we will explore the important role that history plays in shaping a nation identity, unity, and governance. I will focus on Malaysia's journey from colonization to becoming the diverse and modern country it is today. Through this, we can see that history is more than just the past. It is a living guide that helps us build a stronger and more united future. Next, I'll pass to our member.
My name is Eugene.
My name is Falsafah.
Today we're going to introduce about the importance of human history to nation. So the main point, next. So the first is history preserve heritage and boost prosperity. So history keep our old buildings, festivals, and traditions alive. These things tell the story of who we are. When we protect them, we pass our culture to the next generation. So why does this matter? All buildings and cultural events carry our shared story. Protecting them help young people to learn more about their roots and history. History also brings visitor, and visitor can also boost our country economy. Thanks. And how history is being used. So UNESCO and the government protect important places like Malacca and Georgetown. And local groups run festival, museum, and guided tours. Archaeologists and researchers study sites to show how long people have lived here. And next would be the effects. So the result is more tourists, new jobs, and small businesses. People also feel proud of their culture. For example, after Georgetown became a World Heritage Site, the area saw more conservation work and new cultural businesses. Also, when items like the kebaya and our food culture are promoted, Malaysia's profile grows and people celebrate our traditions.
Nice. Next is history builds unity and identity. History helps people feel they belong to one country. It shows how different community help build Malaysia. Learning history can reduce wrong ideas about another group. When people know the past, they understand each other better. They see that every group contributed to the nation. This understanding makes it easier for people to work together. History is taught in school as part of national curriculum. National symbols and events like Rukun Negara and Merdeka Day remind people of shared values. Museum, books, and talk share the history of our past. Next. The effects is knowing history leads to stronger national unity, less prejudice, and more cooperation. For example, after the 1969 racial rampage, leaders introduced Rukun Negara to remind Malaysians to work together. This teaching about difficult events help citizens avoid repeating the same mistake.
Okay. My name is Haley. Now I'm going to present the importance of history. So, the importance of history is the fostering civic responsibility and critical thinking. Let me introduce what is fostering civic responsibility and critical thinking. So, history in education is much more than memorizing dates, name, or famous battle. It forms the foundation of a society where citizens are informed, engaged, and responsible. When people understand the events and decisions that shape the country and the world, they gain insights that are essential for active participation in democracy. Next. One of the greatest benefits of studying history is it develops that we call political intelligence. By understanding the past, citizens can place current political debates in context, see the long-term implications of government's actions, and make informed choices when voting. History helps us see beyond the immediate moment and understand the continuity of national life. But history is not just remembering facts. It trains us in specific critical thinking skills. For example, the source analysis teaches us to judge the credibility and bias of different accounts, like comparing a general wartime letter with a civilian diary. Multi-perspectivity reminds us that the events are experienced differently by different groups. What one community celebrate might be seen as a tragedy by another, and cause and effect thinking help us see the complex web of reason behind historical outcomes, moving us beyond the simplistic explanations. Next. The history also challenges us to reflect on our moral and ethical values. By studying both the proud achievement and the painful mistake of our nation, whether acts of justice or moment of injustice, we develop a stronger moral compass. This reflection is essential to prevent the repetition of past atrocity and to guide us towards a more just equitable future. So in short, the history is not just about the past, it is shaping a responsible, critical-minded citizen who can guide the nation forward with wisdom and integrity. I've done my class. Next, I'll pass my number, please.
Okay, my name is Etong, and I'm talking about laboratory of public policy and nation building. History serves as a vast laboratory where a nation can examine the outcome of past decisions. This is crucial for guiding a national path forward. So for the first one is the learning from policy, success and failures. By studying historical events, policymakers can analyze why certain policies success or fail. For instance, a national might study the economic policy that lead a period of prosperity or the social program that elevated poverty. Conversely, it might exercise the political decision that result in a conflict or economic collapse, thereby learning what to avoid. So for the second one is understanding the root of correct issue. Many of our nation's current challenges, from ethnic tension to economic inequality, have deep historical roots. A detailed understanding of history is essential for addressing this issue effectively. For example, a nation with a history of colonial rule may still be grappling with its legacy in its political institution, economic structure, and social hierarchy. So for the third one is information foreign policy. A nation history with its naval and other global powers is a critical factor in its foreign policy decision. Past conflict, alliance, and trade relationships shape correct diplomatic strategies and international relations. A nation must understand its historical context to navigate a complex world state. So this is my part. I pass to my next friends.
So my name is Sanway and I'll be talking about the history of Malaysia. Next. So the first part is the Malacca Sultanate, which was from the 1400s to year 1511. So the Malacca Sultanate, established in the early 1400s by Parameswara, emerged as a powerful and influential maritime empire in Southeast Asia. Strategically located along the Straits of Malacca, it quickly grew into a vital trading hub that connected traders from China, India, and the Middle East, and also Europe. The Sultanate thrived economically due to its control over one of the busiest sea routes in the world, and it became a melting pot of cultures, goods, and ideas. Beyond trade, Malacca also became a center for governance and cultural development, fostering advancements in administration, diplomacy, and the arts. One of its most significant legacies was the role it played in the spread of Islam throughout the Malay archipelago. Through trade, missionary efforts, and the influence of its Muslim rulers, Islam gradually took root in the region, shaping the cultural and religious identity of modern-day Southeast Asia. The Malacca Sultanate remained a dominant force until it fell to the Portuguese in 1511, marking the end of its golden age, but not its enduring influence. Next. So next, I'll be talking about why this event is important. So the first aspect is cultural identity. So this influences Malay customs, language, and Islamic practices that remain significant in Malaysia today. In terms of economic importance, during the time, its strategic location, which was the Straits of Malacca, or also known as Selat Malacca, highlighted the role of trade in Malaysia's development. Lastly, diplomatic ties. It initiated early international relationships with countries such as China, India, and the Middle East. Thank you. Our friend.
My name is Jason and I'm going to discuss about the most significant milestone in our nation's history, the independence of Malaya. So on 31st August 1957, Malaya officially gained independence from British colonial rule under the leadership of our Prime Minister Tunku Abdul Rahman. This historic moment was marked by the lowering of the Union Jack and the raising of our own national flag, Jalur Gemilang, at Stadium Merdeka, accompanied by the loud cheer of Merdeka repeated 7 times. Next. So why is this event so important for us to remember? First, it marked the beginning of Malaysia as a self-governing nation. We were no longer under foreign control and we could now decide our own future. Secondly, independence gave us democracy and sovereignty. The Malaysian Constitution was established, laying the foundation for a parliamentary democracy where the people have the power to choose their leaders. Thirdly, it is a source of historical pride. Independence reminds us of the struggles, sacrifices, and determination of our leaders and the people who work together to achieve freedom. Lastly, this event symbolized the unity among different ethnic groups. Malays, Chinese, Indians, and others came together for one shared cause. This unity formed the base of our national identity. That's all for my part, and now I'm passing to my book.
My name is Yasha, and I'm going to present all the background of the formation of Malaysia, 16 September 1963. And after the Federation of Malaya gains independence from Britain on 31 August 1957, its first Prime Minister Tunku Abdul Rahman proposed on May 1961 the idea of forming a larger federation that would unite, which is Malaya, Singapore, North Borneo, now called Sabah, and Sarawak and Brunei. The purpose was meant to accelerate independence for the Borneo territories, strengthen the economy by combining resources, and ensure political stability against communist influence, especially in Singapore. Next slide. And the events on 16 September 1963 is, on this day, the Malaysia was officially proclaimed as a new federation. It consisted of Malaya, Singapore, North Borneo, and Sarawak. And the Brunei is decided not to join due to the internal oppositions and the concern over the oil revenue sharing. The ceremony were held in the Kuala Lumpur, Kota Kinabalu, Kuching, and Singapore. The flags were raised, the Negaraku national anthem was played, and public celebrations marked the historic moment. Next slide. And the significance is the Malaysia Days marks the birth of the nations, whereas it's 31 August, Merdeka Days, marks the Malaya independence from British rule. For the Sabah and Sarawak, the 16th September is as important as 31 August because it represents the days that gain self-governance within the federations, and the Singapore remained part of Malaysia until 9th of August 1965, when it separated to become an independent republic. And this is all my part. I will pass to my another roommate.
Okay, we will talk about lesson learned from Malaysian history. Next slide. The Malacca Sultanate, the power of unity and strategic thinking. Our first stop in glorious era of the Malacca Sultanate, a powerful Malay Sultanate that flourished from around 1400. Malacca's success was not accidental, it was a testament to strong leadership, strategic foresight, and the unity of its people. The first point, strategic location and trade. Malacca geographical position at the narrowest point of the Strait of Malacca was its great asset. The Sultanate leveraged the strategic location to become a leading in Southeast Asia, attracting merchants from China, India, the Middle East, and beyond. The second point, effective governance and diplomacy. They focus a secure and stable environment for trade, ensuring for practice and offering protection to merchants. Lesson learned, the Malacca Sultanate teach us that a nation prospers when its people work together under strong leadership and wisely utilize their strengths. In modern Malaysia, this translates to continuous importance of strategic planning, especially in economic development. Next, independence of Malaya. Freedom requires sacrifice and cooperation. We turn our attention to defining moment in Malaysian history, the achievement of independence for the Federation of Malaya in 1957. This was a remarkable feat achieved not through widespread violence but through a process of negotiation, cooperation, and compromise among various ethnic groups. With the first point, negotiation and diplomatic effort. The path to independence was paved by the tireless effort of leaders like Tunku Abdul Rahman, who led the declaration to London to negotiate with the British. Second point is unity among ethnic groups. A key factor in the success of the independence movement was the unity forged between the major ethnic communities, Malays, Chinese, and Indians. Despite their differences, this group recognized the common goal of self-determination and worked together under the Alliance Party. The third point, peaceful problem solving. The independence of Malaya stands as a powerful example of peaceful problem solving. The leader chose dialogue and negotiation, avoid the bloody and prolonged conflict seen in many other diplomatic processes. Last point, lesson learned. The journey to independence teaches us that true progress and freedom are often the result of cooperation, compromise, and commitment to peaceful problem solving. This value remain incredibly vital in today. That's all for my part. I will pass to my teammate. Action.
Then I will talk. I am Lin Ziwei. Then I will talk about the formation of Malaysia 1963. Diversity is a strength, but it requires respect. In 1963, the Federation of Malaya united with Sabah, Sarawak, and initially Singapore, creating a larger and more diverse nation. This new federation was a rich blend of cultures, language, and religions. The integration, however, brought challenges, different in political system, economic development, and social structures, create tensions, and Singapore departure in 1965 showed the complexity of merging different regions. And the Malaysia Agreement of 1963 was a key document that safeguarded the rights and autonomy of Sabah and Sarawak, ensuring they had fair representation and respect for their unique identities. The lesson here is that diversity can strengthen a nation, but only when it is built on mutual respect, inclusivity, and understanding among all its people. Thank you. In conclusion, Malaysian history is a story of resilience, adaptation, and a constant pursuit of harmony and prosperity. From the strategic brilliance of the Malacca Sultanate to the peaceful journey to independence and the ambitious formation of Malaysia, each chapter teaches us powerful lessons. Unity, strategic thinking, cooperation, and respect for diversity are not just lessons from the past, they are guiding principles for our future. By embracing this value, we can face today's challenges and build a more inclusive, prosperous, and united Malaysia. Thank you.